after midnight.
My name's Sarah, and this happened last summer when I was 24 and fresh out of college. I moved back to my hometown, a quiet little place where everyone knows each other, and was scraping by with odd jobs, dog walking, cleaning houses, whatever paid. One day, a regular client, Mrs. Larson, told me about a guy named Tom who needed a house sitter for his dog while he was away on business. The pay was good, better than most gigs, and all I had to do was stay at his place for 5 nights, take care of his old lab, Rusty, and keep the place tidy. Sounded simple enough. I said yes. Tom's house was on the outskirts of town, a single-story ranch-style place surrounded by dense pines. When I met him, he was in his early 50s, clean-cut, with a nervous smile and eyes that darted around like he was always checking for something. He showed me around. Living room with faded green furniture, a kitchen that smelled faintly of coffee, and a guest room with a twin bed and a dusty ceiling fan. He pointed out Rusty's food, the leash, and a spare key under a flower pot by the back door. Before he left, he mentioned one rule: don't go into the attic. The door was locked anyway, he said, and it was just storage for old junk. I nodded, thinking nothing of it. People always have private spaces in their homes. The first night was fine. Rusty was sweet, trailing me everywhere, his tail thumping against the floor. I fed him, took him for a walk down the gravel path, and settled into the guest room with a book. The house was quiet, except for the hum of the fridge and the occasional creak of the walls settling. I slept with Rusty curled up at my feet, his soft snores the only sound in the dark. On the second night, I started to feel uneasy. It was small things at first. The living room lamp flickered when I walked by, even though the bulb looked fine. Rusty kept staring at the hallway. His ears perked, like he heard something I couldn't. I chalked it up to being in a strange house. Old places make noises, right? But when I went to bed, I noticed a guest room clock, a cheap digital one with glowing red numbers, sitting on the nightstand. I didn't remember seeing it the night before. It looked out of place, too modern for the room's dated decor. I stared at it for a moment, then shrugged and turned off the light. The third night, things got weird. I was watching TV when Rusty suddenly growled, low and deep, his eyes fixed on the hallway again. I muted the TV and listened. Nothing, just silence, so thick it felt heavy. I called Rusty over, but he wouldn't budge, his fur bristling. Then I heard it, a faint thump from above, like something heavy shifting in the attic. My heart skipped. Tom had said he was gone for the week, and the attic was locked. I grabbed Rusty's leash, took him outside, and checked the house from the yard. All the windows were dark, no cars in the driveway, just me and the dog. I told myself it was probably a raccoon or the wind knocking something over up there. Back inside, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. I checked the attic door in the hallway. Still locked, the padlock cold and solid under my fingers. But when I went back to the guest room, the clock caught my eye again. This time, I noticed a tiny black dot above the numbers, barely visible in the dim light. My stomach twisted. I'd seen enough true crime shows to know what a hidden camera looked like. I grabbed the clock, my hand shaking, and turned it over. It was heavier than it should have been, and when I tilted it, I heard a faint whirring inside, like a tiny motor. The black, that wasn't a sensor, it was a lens, pointed right at the bed. I set the clock down, my mind racing. Rusty whined, pacing by the door. Then I heard again, another thump from the attic, followed by a slow, deliberate creak. like someone stepping carefully on old floorboards. My blood ran cold. Tom wasn't supposed to be back for 2 days. No one else had a key. I grabbed my phone, my hands slick with sweat, and dialed 911, whispering to the operator that I thought someone was in the house. They told me to stay calm and get out if I could. I slipped on my shoes, hooked Rusty's leash, and crept toward the front door. That's when the attic door rattled. Not loud, but enough to make my heart stop. It sounded like someone testing the lock from the other side. I froze, clutching Rusty's leash so tight my knuckles ached. He growled again, his eyes locked on the hallway. Then, clear as day, a man's voice came to the attic door, low and muffled. "Sarah, open the door. It's not what you think." It was Tom. My legs nearly gave out. He wasn't supposed to be here. How did he know I'd found the clock? I'd backed toward the front door, my eyes never leaving the hallway. The attic door rattled again, harder this time, and Tom's voice turned sharp. "Open the damn door, Sarah. You're making this harder than it needs to be." I didn't wait to hear more. I yanked the front door open and ran, Rusty bounding beside me. The gravel crunched under my feet as I sprinted down the driveway, the cold night air burning my lungs. I didn't stop until I reached the main road, where I hid behind a tree, panting, waiting for the police. Their lights finally appeared, 2 cars pulling into the driveway. I waved them down, stammering out what happened. The clock, the camera, the noises, Tom's voice. The officers searched the house. They found the attic door unlocked, the padlock lying on the floor like it had been cut. Upstairs, they found a sleeping bag, a laptop, and a small monitor wired to the camera and the clock. Tom had been there the whole time, watching me from the attic. They found him hiding in a shed out back, his face pale and sweaty, claiming it was all a misunderstanding, that he was checking on the house. The police didn't buy it. They arrested him on the spot for invasion of privacy and stalking. I never went back to that house. The police kept the clock and laptop as evidence, and I stayed with my parents for a month, too shaken to be alone. Tom's case is still pending, but I heard he's out on bail. I check every corner of every room I'm in now. Clocks, vents, even light fixtures. I don't trust houses anymore, not after knowing someone was watching me sleep, waiting up there in the dark. And sometimes when I'm alone at night, I swear I hear footsteps above me, slow and careful, like someone still waiting for me to let my guard down.